Welcome back to the College of Equity, and today I've got 2 classroom management strategies for you to help you improve your classroom environment. Stick around to find out what they are. Strategy number 1. Social goals. Now, I use this in my classroom alongside reading and math goals, and I tape it directly to the student's desk or keep it in their binder, depending on what type of organization system I'm using for that year. Now, this system is really simple. Just like we have power goals for our students reading, we have social goals for those students who are having problems assimilating into the classroom culture or have behavioral outbursts that might be keeping them from reaching the learning that is necessary for them to be successful. And what this looks like is you just take a small piece of paper, write down a goal for them. Like maybe one of their goals is, I'm going to try my best to be nice to others, or I'm going to try my best not to blurt out during class. And if they reach that goal, then they get some type of incentive at the end of the week. And we make this very similar to whatever system you're using in your classroom for math and reading goals for a very specific reason. If we hype up these social goals in the same way that we hype up the math and reading goals, it ties the entire learning experience together. Not only are your students working hard to make growth in their academics, but they're also working incredibly hard to make growth as people, which in all honesty is even more important. Tip number 2, incentives that are not candy. Now, while I believe heavily in creating student buy-in with incentives, I don't always like to hand out toys and candy because that makes the process of behaving and doing good work transactional. I don't want to teach my students that they should expect a reward or a treat for doing what they're supposed to do. However, there are ways that you can affirm your students and give them a solid pat on the back without it being something that is a toy or a candy. Now, a system that we use in our classroom are Apple Awards. And basically what this is a piece of paper that's shaped like an apple, and the student who is a special helper for the day gets to give out the Apple Award. And they have to pick somebody who has shown great growth, who has been a team player, who has shown respect, responsibility, or cooperation. Basically, they get to decide who they give the award to and what reason they're giving the award for. This is really important because it's an opportunity for students to be watching model behavior, and then it also gives more ownership to the students who get to give out the awards because they're looking for behaviors that exemplify great students and great behavior. Now, that's not to say that all of my students aren't great, because every single one of my students is amazing. But if you want to make sure that they're growing into great people with self-regulation strategies, getting a student or a peer to hand out that award is going to be huge. And it teaches them lots of really good values for being able to give compliments, for example, and for them to be able to identify what is good behavior versus probably something that's not as acceptable. Well, that about wraps it up for me. Again, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really like this video, subscribe to the channel so you can see more content. And remember, if you and I work together, we can make education for everyone. Until next time, peace.